All right, everybody, we are live. Thank you for joining me. If you are jumping over here from the amazing Hash It Out over on Blind Dave's channel, I want to say thanks. We have a great live chat. If you are watching this live, please give yourself a big pat on the back and give yourself a hug from me. There you go. And fireworks to celebrate. Gotta love that. I was just over there. Great conversation. So if you're watching this now, make sure you go watch that show and like and subscribe over there because it's an amazing group. They have really a great conversation about a lot of some technical stuff, but all about crypto. There are people from other parts of the world, so you get a different perspective. There's different age groups, all kinds of things. So great show. Go check out Blind Dave. I think it's Blind Dave. It is Blind Dave Crypto on YouTube. And I have a special treat. So it is Thursday. Usually this is my show with Johnny Litecoin, but somebody very special in his life has a birthday today. So happy birthday to that very special person. And I hope you guys have a great evening. So I have a little treat. My buddy, my biffer, the Westwood is here to kick off. There's just too much news going on. I had to jump on here. And then I asked Westwood if he would jump on with me. And so he's always got my back. So we'll be right back with Clint Westwood right after this. Hey, Westwood. So we are after the hash. You look lovely. You've been wearing lots of hats lately, sporting many hats.
I think we all do. We sport many hats in our
Many
lives on a
hats.
daily basis. Many hats. I'm just kind of visualizing it and making it real for everybody. Many hats.
Making America
This hat looks
beautiful.
silly on me. Look at this.
Making America beautiful with your beautiful rodeo queen hat.
We'll take that off.
Good to
There's
see
a story behind that hat, and it came from a queen, but it didn't come from a female. So
a dancing queen, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll put this one on at this little Litecoin summit.
What does it say?
It's Make America Great Again, and it's got Bell's coin on it. That's merge mined with. I'm not promoting it, but I mean, it's just kind of cool that it's merge mined with Litecoin and Dogecoin.
Cool. I love the whole idea of the merge mining thing. Like, I am the multitasking girl, and I love to also love to get the most bang for your buck. So I like the idea of like the whole.
Yeah, you can fight it out, and you can mine Bitcoin. You can mine Bitcoin Cash. You can mine, all the other forks of Bitcoin, or you can cooperate and say, "Hey, I'll mine Litecoin. I'll mine Dogecoin. I'll mine Bell's coin." And then Dave has a great Blind Dave, Hash It Out, has a great proposal to where it's like, one of the 5 algorithms that can mine Digibyte is script, which is what Litecoin is. It'd be pretty cool to mine that too, and you can get a little piece of Digibyte too. So if you run a miner, you can get 4 coins in reward. That would be a good thing, and I think that's good for humanity actually, to where you're running a miner, you can get all these rewards rather than being all in on one coin. I don't know that that's a good thing.
Yeah,
never go all in on Bud Light because you never know what they're going to do.
They're all about the DEI, diversify. Diversity is good, we've been told.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Diversity, equity.
And how did that work out?
Equity is supposed to be a great thing as well. Systems with equity, or systems of equity. This is where like they word salad, or they steal words. And we talked about this, was it last week, where they were stealing words and great things, great American things, like pizza. What was pizza? American thing. I guess it's an Italian thing.
I think
But
it was made in China, actually. If you look at the history, I think the first pizza
are
might
you
have been made in
kidding?
China. No, I swear to God. I swear to, whatever God whatever. I don't want
All
to
that
swear.
is. I swear to
Yeah,
all.
all that thing. It's like, I go out in the yard and I cuss. I'm like, God. And then, I've gotten in the habit of saying, God bless it.
Bless it.
Rather than the other
Yeah,
alternative.
bring all the
Like,
good energy too.
yes, God
Time
bless
in
the
fam.
dog does this. I'm like, God bless it.
Yeah, that would be much better. Bring all the good, positive
It's like
energy.
that table on the mall, it's like, God bless it. Instead of
The one with the big turd on it.
Oh, the big swirly. I think it might have been a piece of artwork that somebody dropped off, and then they
Because
were
it's right there on the road.
Yeah, it's like right there off the street. Somebody probably delivered it. I don't think it was, government sponsored, but it was pretty funny, that somebody did that and recorded it.
And somebody said, what was it, that the gentleman who was recording it or who was on there, it's Pelosi's desk supposedly, and it's a monument to J6, and it's like a big turd.
It's like the swirly turd emoji, the poop emoji.
It's like the poop emoji, yes.
Yeah.
And they were saying but then they said it's for all the people that went in and pooped and peed all over the whatever, which I'm not aware of any of that.
No, I never.
That happened.
Because they would have reported it if that happened.
Oh yeah,
they would have had samples and DNA and used the government to find people and put them in. Instead, they just grabbed random people and put them in prison for I don't know,
being there and singing hymns and stuff. I will tell you that I got so some of the news that I wanted to talk about today, because I don't know how much longer any of us will have channels or any of this stuff. I have started streaming on Rumble.
Oh, good.
I got it figured out. And I still always stream on Odyssey, good old Facebook. I stream on Twitter at Lisa Mighty Davis, and on the YouTubes for as long as we can. I did get a notification today that one of my more recent videos was taken down, but they were like, don't worry, it's your first one, which I'm like, are you kidding me? But the AI is starting to go through and read the transcripts, the CC, the closed caption, and if they believe you are spreading what they consider disinformation, they are taking down not only videos but anything on your Google Drive. So your emails, which are not yours because they are on their drive. So this is the same thing of not your keys, not your coins, not your information, not your information in your possession. If you're on the cloud, people, your pictures, your emails, your information, if it's on a cloud or a third party hosted, it is not yours. And that this is once again, we're going through the Great Awakening about possession, name, image, likeness, all this kind of stuff. And I think that's
if you don't have it, you don't have it. You don't own it. And that's what it comes down to. I mean, so many times that's the thing though. This is why the money is broken. They've got so much money that they can create the tools and build the tools. I mean, you look at a guy like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. Oh, it started in a garage. Yeah. Right. Whose garage? I mean, how many cars were in it? How many Lambos were in it at the time? How many 3-letter agencies own the garage? And that's what it comes down to. Who are the parents?
I believe there was a farm. It was a garage at a farm.
Yeah. It was
my understanding.
A bunch of garages.
Somewhere, a garage at a farm somewhere.
Yeah. It was like Petri dishes all over the farm. I mean, but, again, it's like they've got so much money to build the tools to, make it easy for all of us. And that's been the enslavement tool. It's like, oh, it's so much easier. Oh yeah, save my password to the keychain, save my password to the cloud. Oh, do you want to take a QR code? That's the thing. You open some wallets, crypto wallets, and you want to put crypto into it, and it'll be, well, you've got these seed words you have to write down. That's a pain. And that's why I made those seed cards to write down up to 24 words, not 12, 24, because some wallets take 24, and you write it down. That's your key to the kingdom. But they present a QR code a lot of times to where, oh, let's just snap a screenshot of it. Oh, you want to save that into the cloud? Okay, now it's completely centralized,
So
out there.
say that part again for our friends that are listening,
Yep.
because we always want to capture any teaching moment.
Yep.
And you do this when we do our meetups. And
Mhm.
one of the points that we tell people is do not ever, ever, ever take a picture of your seed phrase
Make
because
Polaroids great again. That's what I'm saying. Make
right,
Polaroids great again.
right.
Everybody needs to go out and get a Polaroid camera. I used to work in a strip club. They come in, they take
I know.
pictures. Anyway, but it's never digitize anything. Anything that has value, don't put it on the digital network. I
Right.
mean, just have physical possession of it. That photo, whatever it is, those words. So when you open up a digital wallet, any wallet, there's a lot of good wallets out there. You download them on your phone, you want to put some crypto into it. What you want to do is they present you with a seed phrase. It's a bunch of words in order, and you want to write those down, put it on paper. And Andreas Antonopoulos has a great video on this. You'd have to go
Mhm.
back and find it. He's got so many great videos. But he said, quit getting fancy, quit trying to be, really super secure. Listen, write down the seed phrase, put it somewhere safe, make a copy of it, put it somewhere else safe. If you want to put it in the ground and have a treasure map, fine, whatever it is, write it down. Don't ever take a picture of it. Don't ever put it out there on the cloud. Don't ever take a picture of the QR code, because once you do that, I mean, that thing, you don't know where it goes because everything's been hijacked at this point. Anything digital, just assume like this video, just assume anything I say, it's forever, and we can delete it, do whatever we want. It's gone. They have it. I mean, there's big black warehouses out in Utah, to where they archive all this stuff. Everything that happens on the internet, everything that happens digitally, it gets archived. So never ever put your seed phrase, your private key, anything like that in a digital. Don't even have a camera around. I mean, nothing. Just,
No, I
write it
know.
down. Where nobody can see it. And cover. You see these NFL coaches to where they read plays and they're like, they cover their mouth and they're sending the play in
Right.
because they know somebody's going to lip read it. Somebody's going to find it out. So security is very important. I mean, privacy is very important. And so you've got to maintain your privacy, and you got to realize that
We have
they're watching.
to start valuing our privacy again. I mean,
Exactly. They're
social
watching you
media
all the
kind of
time. They've got the tools
mhm,
to do it. So don't let them do it, and
yeah,
avoid that. It's not their right to get into your business.
yeah.
And so, your money, your energy, nobody should be able to take that away from you. So, when you're writing down that seed phrase, make sure nobody can see it, and only share it with the people you want to share it with. Never digitize it, never take a picture of it, never do any of that stuff, because that stuff goes into the cloud. You don't even know how it gets uploaded, and how it gets there. I mean, it's all software, and it's like you don't have control of that. And so, be very careful of that. All right, long
I
tangent.
yeah, I
But
no, I think that's an important lesson. That's why I kind of paused you and said like, "Hey, let's repeat that," because I think so you guys know conspiracy theory girl right here. I believe that we just went through Trump's second term. I do believe we're a constitutional republic, although we have had these battles and struggles. And so I think that is why part of the reason that Trump has gone silent now since the
what are we at?
win.
2 days of darkness now?
That is the rumor, or one of the rumors. One of the theories is that
Well,
now
he's
we're in
probably
this.
on a beach taking a break. He's probably, golfing, and
Well, but
being,
at the same time, they're rolling out all these cabinet and leader, but they're notifications. They're not him speaking, they're not whatever, but they're rolling out these notifications. Um, there's a lot happening and not happening, and Putin saying he's ready to talk. But it's all these like notifications. It's not the way we're used to seeing Trump and people talk and whatever. I'm
Mhm.
so glad I am hearing that everything went well for your family. Thank you for giving us an update. We've been thinking of your family. Um, so before we get into the news, I owe my buddy over here a big solid because I totally. Oh, we just sold something. Um,
Ching.
if you guys want to support my work in the channel,
Living in a digital world.
if you you can do that by checking out the links in the description. You can also visit our business online and check out. It's almost 'tis the season where people are looking at gifts and whatever. We have some great gifts in our online store, and you can purchase from me and my husband and my mom on our store online in the links listed below. So check out that, and I get a little cha-ching when you purchase from me. So anyway, I'm going to cut the feed over here on my YouTube channel, and we're all going over to Westwoods. So you guys join us over at Westwood. This is kind of my little warning, because we're going to all chat in the live
Holy
chat.
cow, I didn't know this.
And I'm going to be posting everybody's comment that's
Okay.
commenting over on Westwood. In the Westwood chat will show up on the show.
Put a link or something, because we got like 31 people in the chat. We're rocking.
There should be a link.
Okay, put a link down there, and then
in the
click
description
over,
right now.
and then it's.
Let me
hit
see.
it again.
I
Hit
usually
it a couple
have it.
times
I have a link to clintwestwood.net.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Always.
Put it in the comments to the Westwood YouTube, I guess.
Okay, let me go do all the things.
She's trying to bolster my channel so I get over 1,000 subscribers, and so I get on another list. And I'm trying to.
If I get the shade, he should get the shade as well. I'm just saying, like, if I'm getting my channel deleted, then
we need 1,000 subscribers by December. We need Bitcoin parties at 100,000. We need all this.
Right.
We need Litecoin.
He should get all the same shade that I do. I think that's only fair.
Shade, though. I'm just like, I'm good.
It's only fair. It's only fair. Let me see.
Put it in the comments. Okay,
I'm
so
doing
she's
it.
gonna
I'm
put a
doing
link
it.
to my channel, the YouTube channel. Put a link to the actual video.
There it is.
Is it?
Link to the actual video in
the actual video. So what you want
to
to do, she's going to cut this off, click that link, cut over. It's going to be simulcast, but she's cutting it off on her channel. So get in there, do the chat thing, and I'll switch over. Everybody click that link, and then, it should be a cutover, nice, smooth cutover transition.
Yep. So,
all right, I'm going. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go to the other one. That's not what I'm doing.
Am I doing it right? Remove. Oh, wait. I'm also removing it there.
There it is. We got 11 people in here. All right, cool.
And we have 22 watching, so some may be on.
Okay, they're switching over because
Twitter.
We have 31 and I got 11. I got 11. I want to see 17. Can I get 17?
Can I get 22? I'm a terrible auctioneer.
Yeah. So here we are. Hey.
Okay. So starting here, I made it through the Magic Matrix internet.
We switched over to the Magic Matrix. We sidestepped. It's like Neo's going like this. All the bullets are flying. We're switching over to the new Matrix. We're doing our thing. So yeah, thanks everybody for switching over. Hey, 13. It's climbing. So it looks like it works.
Make sure you give him a big thumbs up when you get
Yes, give me a thumbs up. I gotta hit the thumbs up. Yep, there we go. I hit the thumbs up for myself.
Do the thing. Do the things.
Pretty cool. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the Weird Westwood channel, go ahead and put a thumbs up. What happened to the Weird Waltz? He was talking about weird stuff.
Oh, Wendell, you mean?
Halfway through the campaign.
Oh, Weird Waltz. I'm sorry. I was thinking of our friend, Weird Wendell.
Weird Wendell's a good dude. He actually.
I miss him. Yeah.
He's really cool. He's the guy that, at Blanco, when I first met you, and I said, you're some kind of thing, beautiful creature coming out of the forest, forest creature. Mm-hmm. And and then I met him, and he had the backpack, he had beer, and pretty cool to do. If they're bringing beer,
a little cosmic destiny.
We went to the little place up in Blanco, and I said, what do you want to drink? And so we go up there, and you said, give me some of that. What's that stuff made in? What's that stuff? The Texas beer.
Oh, Miller Lite.
No, it was something else. It was some fancy beer. It was like a local beer. What's it called? It's can't even think of it. It's not Shinerbach. Maybe it was Shinerbach.
It was probably Shiner Light or Shiner Blonde.
Yeah,
I love a Shiner Blonde.
What's the thing out of
it's probably a Shiner Blonde.
What's the other one? What's the one you brought here and somebody else drank and I didn't get any? What was that? That was the one from Pittsburgh.
That's the Ling Ling.
Well, Yangling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I love
Yangling,
that
but it was
too.
Shinerbach. It was in
Yeah,
the same vibe. You know, it's hard
yeah,
for me to keep track of
yeah.
the
I like a
crossing the
Shiner
streams.
Blonde. I like a Ling Ling. I like, and then Oklahoma has some great Anthem. But
Speaking of
that's
Oklahoma,
really strong. You can only have a couple of those. They have a great blonde beer.
well, I'll tell you, I know a Greek blonde in Oklahoma, but I know her husband too, and he brought
Yeah.
this. I mean, he brought this at the last meetup.
That looks kind of like Satoshi.
I know
Obahoshi.
it's Obahoshi,
Obahoshi.
Obahoshi, and it's rum. And I started out with this,
Hilarious.
and hash it out. It was full, and here we are. So it's like a rain gauge, but it's reverse rain gauge. So it's islet. No, it's I keep messing up. Inland style rum because you guys are inland. I mean, you're landlocked. It's not island style. It's inland style.
Yes.
And they don't use
They're
the
inland
they don't
style.
use the cane sugar. They use the sorghum that they grow, and it's really good stuff. It goes down really good. Obviously, crazy.
We did just shift timelines. That's perfect because we just went through the time change. A lot of people did the fall back thing, which I thought that was a significant thing. I kept pointing towards that, thinking that was going to be.
Lisa called me. It was like 2 a.m. and I'm like, it's 1 a.m. And she's like, no, it's 2 a.m. And she says, I ain't no fall back girl. I ain't no fall back girl. No, I'm just kidding.
That never happened. But
no, it didn't happen. Okay. I was just making it up.
So yeah, all of these great friends of ours are here. The Sasquatch. Okay, I'm going to jump into some news because there's so much going on. That's why I wanted to jump on here. Great news. Court cases happening. Jack Smith is out the door, fired.
Toast. I don't even know if he has credentials. I mean, honestly.
That's part of the issue. Trump's got a court case saying that he was illegitimately what would the word be? Positioned, hired, whatever. He's kind of like Kamala. He wasn't
kind of illegitimate. Just saying.
Yeah, kind of illegitimate, like not eligible. A lot of these people were
they should have been aborted before the mission.
Don't use that word.
Before the mission, they should have aborted that
mission.
Let's
use a different word.
I know.
Let's choose different.
That's their language.
That is their language. I also heard that all the libtard women are refusing to. They're protesting and refusing to have sex for 4 years. So
problem solved.
I don't know what anyone cares.
Who needs an abortion when you're not having sex, right? You got 4 years. Hey, there you go.
Fine. That's great. They're abstaining to.
Well, the thing is, birth, if you retarded, you probably shouldn't be reproducing. Just saying.
I just think that if they feel that strongly about not producing children, maybe that's a wise decision. So good for them. There is so much news. Maybe I wanted to share my. Okay. Also, we'll do like the Twitter through first, and then I'll go through all the stuff I couldn't share on Twitter on. Oh Lord, ladies, you're gonna love this because I have a great photo for you. Wait.
Oh, Andrew Tate.
No, it's so much better. Just hold on. Oh gosh, hold on. There's so much good stuff. Okay. Oh,
I'm no Johnny Litecoin for everybody showing up on a Thursday night, but
this is so good. Okay. Also, that is good. This is good. Okay, this is just stuff from today because you know how I obsessively tweet. But I've been packing like a mofo too. So, oh gosh, this is so good. Okay.
It's Thursday night with Westwood.
I'm also packing in that way as well because I'm home alone. So, I'm packing multiple ways, but I won't show you what I'm packing because, then I'll get in trouble or whatever. Even though it's in the Constitution that I may bear my arms. Because I got great arms. Okay. So let's see. Share, present Lisa. Okay. I'm not going to go back all the way, but we're going to blast through this. This is so wonderful. President Trump planning to launch federal task force that will target giant human trafficking networks controlled by DNC. So General Flynn is talking about this. This is on Alex Jones. Everybody can hear this.
I hear he's the new press secretary.
Like, we're not listening to the whole thing because it's like very long, but
are out there being sex slaves. This is sickening. And so this has got to be like sort of a first priority within this campaign, because that's part of what we as Americans should do. If we want to say we maintain the moral high ground, we should immediately go after this. You know, a component of all this is, of course, to go after these criminals that we know came in with the illegal invasion, the terrorists that we know that came in that are on the books right now of the FBI and the CIA and all these other agencies, and clearly under DHS. These people know this. And we have people inside the government right now, some of whom are whistleblowers who are ready to go to work for us. And there's others that I know that are in the government that have been crushed when they have risen their heads to talk about this kind of stuff.
As you said,
including the guys that outed the Hunter Biden laptop, and then they sicked with the IRS thing and all that. Those guys, all of that is being reversed. And now they're going after the NGOs and this is where, like, in Uncle Cliff's data, when they start saying, like, when he starts talking about it's going to break people's minds about religion and all that stuff, the like churches and religious organizations that are involved in trafficking and that have been paid all this money, that's what's being exposed. The NGOs and the religious organizations that have been involved in trafficking children and women, all this. So he gets into all this. Like I said, we're not going to get into the whole video because it takes forever. You guys know that I homeschool, I teach canon Latin. And so we looked this up, Novus Ordo Secularum. And that means a new order of the ages.
A new order of the ages.
Right. And so this phrase signifies the beginning of a new American era back in 1776. This is like, so I guess Elon posted this with his son, one of his sons, on his shoulders, and they're showing this and all this, and they're talking about like going back to 1776, not where we were before. A lot of you guys know about the little peanut thing and how awful all that was, and I think that was about, Sean and I beat that to death on Tuesday and then talked about it again today on Thursday on World Blockchain Roundtable. But this was like the mouse crawling around on the space shuttle with the fire. Like, what are the odds that a squirrel,
same vibe.
Yeah. A squirrel is running around on Kamala's concession speech to like the spirit of the squirrel coming for vengeance or whatever, saying like, don't overstep. I don't know. Thoughts? Westwood, what are your thoughts on Peanut?
Hashtag these nuts.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Let's move on. Scott Baio. How many of you guys remember Johnny Loves Chachi? I know I'm dating myself, but
is it Johnny or Joni?
Joni Loves Chachi.
All right.
Scott Baio had a reality show in the, was it late 90s, 2000s, something?
I don't know how old we are. Somebody search it up and Joni Loves Chachi. When was that series? Go to imdb.com.
That was old, but I'm talking about his reality show when he was like,
I'm just, this is where we're at in life though, Lisa. I mean,
yeah, he was
can't
like,
remember what decade we're in.
Either having a baby or getting married or something. And it was like
Happy Days.
Well, no, this was the later in life one. And you could tell like he was having trouble with relationships and whatever. But when he was in TV world, he was a teen, and who knows what he was exposed to back then. Like even when the Fonz and we all thought things were great and America was sweet and innocent in the 50s, apparently maybe it wasn't so great. Maybe Chachi got a little Crisco on the side Hollywood lot too. We don't know. Because he's sitting there and reading this list of people, and he has a little righteous anger. And, maybe
we all should have some righteous anger.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. As a child, you don't know. I mean, and think about it. Your parents, you're like, oh my gosh, you got in the modeling agency, oh my, oh, you're accepted. You go to the malls and all this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, you go down the runway and do the little interview, and it's like next
they're
thing
lining their
like
kids
the girl
up
in Colorado, that what's her name?
John Benet.
Yes, thank you. See how soon we forget. And I'll take her dad. It just clicked. Her dad, who's he look like? Remember Kamala's husband? Aren't they similar? I mean, this kind of clicked in there. Did they not look kind of the same vibe?
Yeah. I mean,
they kind of do.
Old white guy. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the old white
I don't know.
thing. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious, Podesta. So, you've got a lot of we were innocent a lot of times. And I always thought, I'd love to live in the 50s. It was such an innocent time, Leave It to Beaver and all this stuff. And then you start looking back through the lens of history and you start listening to Whitney Webb and you're like, man, that's when they were building all these matrices, and all these things and all these relationships to where they're controlling people. And, and you think, shit.
I tell you what,
when was the good time?
I'll tell you what will clear your mind if you go and listen to, and it will cause you to get chills all over your body, if not vomit. Go watch Little Shirley Temple skipping down the airplane aisle in an airplane full of grown-ass men. Mm-hmm. She's the only child there.
Yeah, looking at her in the little tights and all the little
singing
outfits.
On the good ship, lollipop.
Knowing the language and knowing the code words now.
The candy shop. Yeah, knowing all that language now, and then go read the FBI pervert website and all of the code there and all of that, and knowing now what we know now.
Lisa, but back then they were good people, they were good, wholesome, religious, people. And, human beings have changed over the last 40 years, 50 years. I mean, back then we were different, human nature wasn't the same then. They didn't engage in the same things that we are engaging in now, the corruption and, that didn't happen then, it was a halcyon era, it was so great. It was,
Is halcyon a drug that you give
probably
horses and children?
Like halcyon days. I'm thinking about like the romantic poets talking about halcyon days. It's a whole, golden age kind of thing. I mean, but it's and that's the thing we have to unwind. We have to unwind that, it was never better in the past. It was always the same.
Right.
I mean, you look at all the people in the Greek, 2,000+ years ago, 3,000 years ago, there's a lot of gay stuff going on. I mean, it was just, and all the senators engaging. And I mean, none of this is different. Everything we're experiencing now has always been there. I mean, it's human nature. And the thing is, it's deviated human nature. I mean, the thing is, there's a natural order to things. There is. I mean, you can't deny that. There is truth with a capital T. And I had a little story. All right. Side note.
Okay.
I went to a very conservative college, and
the same one Reagan went to.
Yeah, exactly. Ronald Wilson Reagan. And I love the guy. I thought he was a great guy. I'm very disappointed in the 1986 thing where he gave vaccine companies immunity. But the thing is, he kind of out of his mind at that time, who was around him. And that's the thing. Surround yourself with good people. You might sign something that you don't want to sign. But, I think he was a good guy at heart. And so I gave it was like an independent study. I don't know what it was. I did a lot of research on a lot of things, and I gave a presentation, and we had a very liberal professor, and I'm at a very conservative college. They hired this gal, and she was I told the story before, I was in her class, and I got to get my degree in English. And oh my gosh, I'm thinking I'm not going to get an A in this class because, I rolled my eyes because she said something.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, are you a fan of Rush Limbaugh? And I'm like, no, I'm not a fan of Rush Limbaugh, but I do listen to him. And she's like, oh, he's terrible, this and that. And anyway, she ended up giving me an A because, I humored her with, the whole idea of, I wrote a paper on menstruation and, and the whole women men thing. Anyway, it was a whole thing.
You
But
played into it.
yeah, it's just
Don't
like,
hate the player, hate the game. You
yeah,
know
I
what I
have that
mean?
charm about me
Work
to
the
where I can kind of
system.
break
Yeah.
things down and make it a little humorous, with words. But I took a linguistics class, and it was it was brutal. It was painful, and I remember giving the presentation to the old professor, a lady I really respected, and then this person who was new and very, very left wing. And I said, reading these works of literature, it taps into a universal truth, with a capital T, because there's truth, there's
Mhm.
truth and there's lies, with a little T and a little L, but there's universal truth. There's universal truth out there with a capital T. And, there's some things that just, you don't violate them. It's just a universal truth. And she's like, there's no universal truth. There's no universal truth. And she's like badgering me and they'll hit me up. And, I had a political science professor, and he's just like, but saying that there's no universal truth is a
It is a
universal truth.
universal truth, right?
Yeah. And
That in
it's just
itself.
like, it's just a
Right.
whole mind thing. And there are truths out there with a capital T that just, there are males and there are females. That is what it is. And
Mhm.
I get it. There's hermaphrodites, there's things that go wrong in nature, but a lot of times there's external forces that cause that. And it's just,
But even in a hermaphrodite, if you go down to the DNA level,
right,
if you
there's
if
a delineation there.
there's either an XX or
Yeah, right.
the XY is a weak X. Do you
Yeah.
know that? They were both XX. So every creation is XX, and then it's
Right.
a
From the
weak
beginning
X.
until
Yes,
there's
from the beginning.
a slap in the face that says, no, you're this.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very
And
interesting.
it's the male that decides. And
Yes,
it's very
and it was the
interesting to
male that
me
decides.
because I have
Mhm.
friends from high school, that I've never seen in a while. And I'm kind of getting back into different things because my youngest daughter's like, I'm into horses. And so
Yeah.
I run into certain people that I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember you. And you have horses. And anyway, I meet people that I haven't met in 30 years. And like, oh, yeah, you did this and that. And everybody comes back and says, oh, yeah, I used to lift a lot of weight. And I'm like, yeah, lift a lot of weight getting out of bed at this point. But that's what I'm known for, lifting a lot of weight. Imagine that. So anyway, 12-ounce curls. So sorry, getting off on a tangent. But
You're
the
good.
thing
You're
is,
good.
I see the kids that they've had. And
Mhm.
it's one of those things that I have kind of an insight into. My wife's very good at that. It's like you're tuned into some psychic, spiritual things. And so when I see them, and he's like, oh, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, okay, so basically the male
Mhm.
determines the sex of the children. They
Mhm.
do. It's
Yeah.
always going to be female unless the male says, no, it's going to be male, based on what he, sends into, down the
Mhm.
canals and all that. And so the male determines the sex. And it's just very interesting to me because I have 2 daughters, I have no sons, and he
Mhm.
has 3 daughters, no sons. And it's just interesting to me to see, what maybe at a very subconscious level, that's what you're able to handle. Because if I had sons, I would probably be fighting all the time and be,
Mm.
you know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
you kind of get it. And it's just to me, it's very interesting. That the male determines, females are like, hey, I'm all female, baby. I'm gonna have girls because I want
Right.
to reproduce. I
Right.
want the world to persist. I want things to go on. And then you have, the other side of it to where the male's like subconsciously maybe he's putting out stronger vibes and stronger swimmers that
Or
are putting the
limiting
males out
the
there.
yeah.
But me, I'm always like, oh, I want to be around women. I love the female energy. I love
Mhm.
the because to me it's a good vibe to where males are so, we can be so I don't know, aggressive and off the cuff and not think about things and just react, to where females are like, no, we want life to go on. We don't want things to break. We want this chain of, humanity to go
Yeah,
on. And
women
so
are
females are,
like more I guess the creation or
yeah,
that
it's
side
just a
of
mothering spirit and
the
just wanting
mothering,
things to
nurturing,
grow
yeah.
and flourish. And, males are like, oh, we got to go out and break things. And,
But men also build things. I see
absolutely.
a lot of
And,
men have a lot of I would say that's a creation spirit too, because
yeah.
there is like I mean, my husband's great at building shit and creating and all that too.
So anyway, the tangent that I'm on, it's interesting because you can kind of look at people, and I do this little experiment when I look at them and I don't know, and I haven't met them for 30 years, I haven't seen them for 30 years, and I'm thinking, do you have males or females as children? And it's kind of a reflection on them, I think, in a way, to where
Interesting.
What do they want to project into the universe? What are they looking for in, subconsciously? What are they giving power to at every level? And then I think, because I see some ladies or women, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're a boy mom. And I mean, you can still see it. And I mean, to me, I can see it. I'm like, yeah, you have no girls. You're like a boy mom. I mean, it's just like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I just see that. And I don't know. Total tangent.
No, that's interesting. There would be a great like theory to test.
Yeah, it really
like scientific method and do like some testing.
Experiment with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And see
fake
if
science like Fauci. Yeah.
Speaking of which, he's in part of my so I love this. I hope I can find it. Kennedy. My God. Okay. I mean, this was a parody. But Robert F. Kennedy Jr. parody account. Anybody seen Fauci? I'm looking for him. Oh, I'm not sharing again. Hold on. I have to go back to my thing where I'm sharing. Anybody seen Fauci? I'm looking for him. Also, I just want to have a whole little short conversation about this is what Pompeo used to look like. See this little chubby tubby guy? This is that
little Teletubby. Now he's got the turkey neck.
Yeah, this is the guy who plotted to assassinate Julian Assange. Girls, your dad will be home soon. They're just laying at the end of the couch, staring at the door, hoping Charlie comes home soon.
Man to come home, give him a
yeah. There, when Julian Assange gave his testimony, earlier this year.
And where is he at right now? Just a side note.
Well, I believe
rhetorical question.
So, in my opinion, and I stated this earlier this morning, I believe that he is probably on the same beach that Steve Bannon was on before he was let out of prison, getting a tan and returning. So there is documentation that like during World War I and during World War II, like that people who were part of, these narratives, we know we've been lied to for years. And it is part of the.
He's got the Ozempic face.
Yeah, he's got the Olympic face. So then let me find the new one is the Ozempic face. And they're like,
it's only $3,000 a month. Come on, be happy. Take your Ozempic and have colon problems. It's all fine.
Hold on. Oh gosh, now I can't find it. Oh, that's the good picture. I'm going to show you guys later. Okay. See, this is what I hate when I swear I shared something and then I can't. It's not on there later. This was the other thing that I think that's why JFK Jr. or RFK is going to look for him, because now Fauci's now admitting that COVID vaccines cause myocarditis.
Again, we have experience with this type of vaccine in billions of people. It's a safe vaccine. Of course, with the mRNA, there's a very, very, very low risk, particularly in young men, of getting a myocarditis. But if you look at the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself is greater than the risk of the vaccine. Again, we have
because the vaccine.
It's worth the risk, Lisa. It's worth the risk. That's what he's saying.
If you don't take
it could be worse.
It would have been so much worse.
It would have been so much worse.
It would have been so much worse.
Much more horrible. Much more horrible.
Okay.
I mean, just imagine if you hadn't had that abortion. Imagine the life that child would have had to go through.
Oh my gosh! Don't even start with me on that.
Would have been terrible. Would have been terrible bringing that child into this world, and all the life and all the good things that it could have brought. It would have been terrible though, So make the choice, and you know what? All these people, all these ladies, all these ladies, quote ladies, that are saying, I'm not going to have sex for 4 years because I can't have an abortion. I'm like,
thank God. Yes. Keep your legs closed, please.
amen,
You
sister.
can't be responsible.
Because ain't nobody picking you up anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, please don't.
Nah.
If you can't
this
have
is a
sex
spaceless
responsibly,
conversation at this
you
point, so I
shouldn't be
bite my
doing that.
tongue or want to lose my channel, which whatever, it is what it is. But I mean, there are some memes out there to where it's like once you go and then, you know, next thing you know, you're a single mom. But I mean, it is what it is. So it's
And there's nothing wrong with being a single mom if that's your choice, but be responsible about it. Be a responsible adult. There's nothing wrong with two consenting adults making a responsible choice, but do that. Be two consenting adults making a responsible choice. And then it's your private business. That's transacting privately.
This is what, you know, the whole damn business where it's like, mind your own damn business. And I'm like, okay, but you're making all your agenda our business in public.
Yeah, but then
I don't care if you're gay. I don't care what your deviant is. As long as there's two consenting adults, I don't care what you do in private.
And make it your private business.
I don't care what you do.
Don't make it. Don't ask the public to pay for it.
But don't ask me to validate your behavior, because I'm not going to validate that behavior. Right. And if you're going to come up to me, and I've had people come up to me in a park and say, hey, bro, you know, it's like, you know, and trying to, oh, you know, you're not gay. It's like, no, I'm married. It's like, oh, have you ever been with a gay guy? And I'm like, no. Oh, well, you know, do you want to? I'm like, no. And I mean, it's just like, why you got to project your stuff on me? Right. It's like, I don't need this. And you know how it is, you know, I'm like a gay magnet for whatever reason. I guess I'm a bear, you know, in their terminology. But it's like, I know. And I mean, you do whatever you want. Just don't bring it into my existence, because my lifestyle, my thinking, you know, is just, that is not me. And so don't try to make me you. I mean, I'm fine with you being you. I mean, in your own little reality situation, but you know, as long as it's like legit, you know, and but then when you start bringing children into it, when you start bringing the public into
that's
it,
where when they start sexualizing,
when you start going to get a teaching degree because you want to be around kids, you want to project your lifestyle, and it's like, no, I'm not going to fund that. I'm not going to be a part of that. That's ridiculous. I mean, and so end it. We're done.
I am with you. That is just wrong. Completely wrong.
That's just the real speak here.
I can't believe that. My other picture.
I got no problem with the gays. I like the gays. I mean, they're good interior decorators. I mean, you know, they really are. I mean, they got different styles. But the thing is, it's just like, don't hijack the rainbow. Rainbow's a beautiful thing. Why hijack it into something that it isn't?
No, it's very offensive. When I was little, like I loved purple and color.
But now, oh my God, you can't love a unicorn?
Oh no.
Now you're gay.
No, it's like a horrible thing.
Love to see a unicorn.
I cannot find. Oh, here's the skinny one now. I found it. This is not. So they're trying to say, but they say when Trump was speaking, they said he's back from the spa. So most people in the woo community know that the spa is also a little island off the coast of Florida, much further south. That might have walls and concertina wire, if you guys know what I'm talking about. There is no way that is the same dude. Like his bone structure is different. And then people on that video, they're showing that his skin is like stuck together. Yes, I will not participate in their delusion. I do not,
you know,
or their mental illness. Yeah.
Listen, Lisa, you know, we're on the same page here. It's, you know, we need to go to, I mean, you're out doing the thrift thing, and I know it's kind of an interlude right now because you're making a move, but I mean, you're out there seeing all the things that have value that everybody throws away, you know, with all the estate sales and all this stuff. Everybody out there, I'll tell you, this is a favor to me. If you can go out there to your local thrift shops, if you can go out to estate sales, you got nothing to do, and you can find the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I mean, everybody remembers that. I mean, that's our timeline. Choose Your Own Adventure books. that's where we're at. I mean, it really is. And if you can find those books, just buy them for like 10 cents, at these
It's so
sales.
funny. Those were my favorite books as a
bring them to
child.
Westwood.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because they had numbers on it. It's like, oh, this is number 1, this is number 105, this is number 17, and I mean, find those books. And I mean, I love those choose your own adventure books, because it's like, that's where we're at. I mean, it really is. I mean, it is and I've been talking about it, but Lisa kind of put it to words, and she's like, oh, it's like choose your own adventure. I'm like, yes, that's it. Okay, yeah, now I can like define it, but we're in a choose your own adventure, to where, I mean, we interpret whatever these people say, and it's up to us to determine, what path we want to take. It's up to us. I mean, they can say whatever they want and all this, but we choose. Okay, do you want to jump over the cliff, or do you want to stand by, and stay still when the bear's coming at you or the lion's coming at you, or do you want to like run? And then there's an outcome to it, but we choose our own adventure, and I think that's where we're at. I mean, I really do. I think this whole script, everything that's playing out, is a choose your own adventure, to where you determine where you want to be. And that's what I've always said. And that's always resonated with me. That's why I've said it before any of this had happened, the election, all this stuff. Trust yourself, because you shape your reality. And there's a lot of truth to that, to where, I mean, what you believe in, what you vibe with, what frequency you put out is what really happens. And I mean, you've got to believe that. And there's so many people that don't even think, I mean, they're on a different level. They don't even think, oh my God, what are you talking about? It's like, no, you are the energy that, like, puts the vibes out there to create the reality. And if enough of us create the same reality, the same frequency, it happens. I mean, it does. And so
things are happening that you can choose to focus on, or, I mean, things happened during the Great Infection, but people didn't pay attention. And so that's why I'm trying to bring,
that's not my reality.
Yeah. I'm trying to bring attention to certain things, because we can bring attention to those, and we can focus on that. So like America First Legal just won their lawsuit with Kim Paxton, Raw Labrador. Funny that he has a dog name. Anyway, coalition of 14 states.
Dog has its day.
Every dog has a state. They've officially stopped the Biden-Harris administration illegal attempt to grant mass amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens. So the interesting thing with this is, this came out earlier today, 2 hours ago. Within moments of this coming out and this happening in Texas, and you guys know that Texas has some other laws where, like, it could secede because it the way that it joined the United States, like, it still has, like, kind of, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but like it kind of has its own like sovereignty kind of thing, like and its own military. Anyway, there's a whole thing where like Texas, like,
Texas is, I think, still a republic.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, Texas can still at any point like say, we're a Republican, we're not really part of the
union. And they have one of the largest economies that, like,
it's like top 5 in the world, I think. California,
could be
Texas,
another country. Like, don't mess with Texas is not just a saying. So just saying. Within minutes of this coming out, New York stopped the food vouchers for all the immigrants and cut off their EBT cards. So I don't know how long it takes for a Haitian to get hungry, but that's going to get real interesting. And that was in Uncle Cliff's data about, like, hey, it's going to get cold, and they're going to start moving south. And so then, also, once again, I think I may have already said this, but there is a rumor movement. Multiple people are talking about it, so it's not just one person, but saying, like, okay, if last session was Trump's commander-in-chief thing, if we really were in the Kraken in the movie, and that's where he kept saying, we're winding it down, Monday's my last day, blah, blah, blah. And then he went silent once he won, because he we're in the 10 days of darkness. We're in day 2 of him not talking. Yeah, you're seeing like notifications of who's going to be in his cabinet, but he's not talking or posting. And then are we going to, which is kind of a relief to me, because I thought, oh my God, if we have to go till January 20th, but maybe we only have 10 days and it's going to get real shitty in 10 days and real scary in 10 days. But let's remember that maybe it's just part of like the movie. We still have to go through like the banking crisis. I believe that's where I was like, my gosh, he can't win because the bank failure has to happen. Like, we have to get rid of this dirty fiat. We have that US dollar that enslaves all of humanity, that counterfeits human energy, has to go away. We have to have a way to use Reggie's patents and exchange peer-to-peer and free humanity, have free markets like Bix sings about, and have the road to Ruta. All of that stuff has to be able to happen. And so I'm like, we're not there yet. What just happened? And then everybody's like, oh no, it's going to be good. Trump's going to save us. And like, I was like, that could be the worst thing ever. Like, don't go back to sleep and stick your hands down your pants and go watch football. Like, no, but now he's gone quiet. And so then I'm seeing this kind of stuff happen. Brunson is still out there. A lot of people say that has been decided. And that takes out, like, that is the thing that Congress is rounded up. All the things happen, which, I kind of think already happened also.
Yeah, even if it didn't, I mean, that is something that is a trigger point. It's a moment to where you think about it. Have you seen your congressman on stage, during the whole election? Have you seen senators out there talking and preaching? When's the last time you saw Nancy Pelosi? Until today, and she made some tweet or something. I mean, you didn't hear from her, but the government kept running. I mean, we kept living our lives. I mean, nothing changed. And so I think that's the main thing. It could be, I mean, I can see both sides of it, to where, yes, we have a total technocracy. We've got the establishment in place. We got Elon Musk. We've got all these people who are completely, given over to the singularity event, given over to just this total technocracy. I mean, the people behind them. And that could happen, but I don't know if it can happen. I mean, it's at the point right now where, people can be willfully enslaved, but I guess it comes down to me, and I don't even care. Because it's just, I'm not changing my lifestyle and my path based on whoever's elected.
But you're already living free, Westwood.
Yeah, that's it.
That hurts so many people.
You have to get to that point.
They don't even know they're enslaved.
No, they don't. I mean,
they're in a goldfish bowl and they think they're swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They have no the only clue. They're eating their own shit every day.
No, you're right. I mean, the only thing that changes that is changing the money, and that is the energy. Mm-hmm. And if that gets changed, then everything gets turned upside down and it gets back to a different situation. You rewind 150 years. And if you can do that and say, this is the way it's going to be, because, and here's the thing with the elections. I mean, it is so telling to me that, and I've talked about it before. All you have to do is look at the total votes that came in the presidential elections leading up to 2020 and here 2024. I mean, Donald Trump right now, my local polling stations have said, we've never seen anything like this. We've never seen anything like this before. I mean, there's so many people, 80% turnout. 80% turnout. I mean, if you got over 50% turnout of registered voters in the past, it's like, oh, that's a good election. I mean, we're talking people lining up. I mean, before, election day, and then on election day. And so when you look at the numbers, though, you start doing the numbers, and it gets back to the census. It gets back to all the things. I mean, if you look at just the charts, all you got to do is look at the charts, and you see an anomaly. Everybody can see, like, oh, that doesn't look right. And so you look at what happened in 2016, look at what happened in 2008, all the way back 2000, and then you look at what happened in 2020. Trump got less votes this time than he did in 2020. He got less votes, but he got a lot of votes. but when you look at the other side of it, it's like Biden got like this anomaly of votes. Where did that come from? How many people had to vote? And all I hear is this is a record turnout. This is a record turnout. And then you look back to 2020, and we had more votes cast for president in 2020 than we did this year.
Interesting.
That's going to tell you that where did those votes come from?
Okay.
Where did they come from? And so that right there is smoking gun evidence that this
vote was supposedly, he talked about the watermark though this time.
Right. And I think
ballots were watermark.
Like you said, the Brunson case, there's a lot of things, and Trump's alluded to it in his speeches.
And he talked about 250 million is the real number, all that. So maybe this was the first legitimate vote. And
I think it might have been. I think it might have been, but I mean, and if it was, I look at it like, holy crap, we had 45% of the population that actually believed that Kamala was legit. I mean,
no, that was polling. That polling wasn't legit. The ballots were what was legit. Polling was a lie. That's what was proven. That's what I was trying to say in the hash it out comments. That is what I believe. And that's what I think I think that's what Steak was saying, was that was the awakening on the left, is that, oh my God, that's what I think was significant this time, was that the left is, when they realize that the media, when they realize where the blame really was, that the media has been the person that's lied to them and made them the dumb dog in the room. They were the dumb dog in the magic trick. They were fooled and lied to and empowered to believe, and then they were the sucker left on the stage all alone because they were tricked.
Because you think about it, it's just like the Hillary election. I mean, in 2016, when Trump won, I mean, Hillary never came out and gave any credence to all the effort that those people put in. She came out a day later, just like Kamala. It's like you got all these people waiting for you to give something, give some sort of hope.
Oh,
and then what she do? She comes out and says, well, yeah, we lost and we need to go along. And it's just, what does that do to a I mean, well, you see it on Twitter. I mean, you see the TikTok videos to where people are just melting down but that's the thing. Do not give your energy. Do not give your power to a human savior, because it ain't going to work out. I mean, you can save yourself, but they ain't going to save you. And that's it. I mean, there are things that can be done, and I'm very hopeful. I am. I'm very positive. I really am a positive person, but I'm very skeptical, because, humanity is humanity. But I look at, the people who are currently there and going to take charge. I hope that they unwind the system. I hope that, we no longer have GMO glyphosate sprayed on fields.
Right.
I hope that, we no longer, have fake money created out of nothing. I hope that we go to a standard. If it's Bitcoin, that's great, because we can identify that. I mean, we know what that is. The gold standard, Bitcoin standard, doesn't matter.
But it could be a combination. It could be a gold standard hashed,
and that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's
like
just better than the Federal Reserve creating money out of nothing and giving money to tyrants all over the world. Because it all comes back to the people in charge. I mean, we cannot have that kind of standard going forward. We have to unwind that vampire casino to where, I mean, we all lose in that system, and we've all lost in that system. And until somebody comes along and just breaks it, I mean, takes the hammer and just crushes it. And I mean, that takes some pain, though. I mean, to shrink government by, half, let's just say half. I mean, all those people are out of jobs. What do we do with those people? What's that do to housing? Because, they have houses. I mean, there's a lot of blowback effects. But the thing is, like Catherine Austin Fitts has said, to hit that red button, I mean, it's a big deal. I'm that guy. I'll hit that red button. I'll say, all right, we'll figure it out. Is Trump that guy? Are the people in place, those people to, transition us and hit that red button in a soft way rather than, a painful way that I would do? I'm that guy that come up to the carnival. I'm like, give me the sledgehammer. Boom, let's hit it. And, what's happened over the last, what are we at, 8 years? It's at a point to where are people ready to say, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Fine. Let's figure it out. Because, it would change overnight if we went back to a sound money system and we went back to what we were valued for and what we produce. It would change. There's a little bit of pain in the transition, but it can be done.
I think that's what we've been going through is the pain of the transition. Speaking of people being out of work, I've got 2 more stories I want to share with you guys, and then we'll jump off and go to spaces. There is a breaking bombshell. This is a reporter asking after the Federal Reserve chair announces the drop in the 25 point drop in the interest rate. She says, Trump's coming. What are you going to do about your job?
Politico. Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
No.
The clip you
Right.
just
What are your
Right.
thoughts?
Right. So here's what you do. You realize that, okay,
You just defund them.
yeah, you
He
just
can
gotta
work
play
for
the
free
game.
all he wants.
The only way to win is
you
not to
just
play the game. So
don't
you
play the
quit
game.
playing the Fed game and you say, hey, you got all this crap on your balance sheet. Okay, we're going to print money out of the treasury and pay you off. And you're going to take these. It's a casino. It's a total casino. It's all a magic trick. All you have to do is create money out of the treasury equal to, let's see, we're $36 trillion in debt. Okay, we're going to print up $36 trillion in treasury notes. Kennedy tried to do that, and they shot him in the head. I don't think that's going to happen now. There's just no way it's going to happen. So what you do is you say, okay, the treasury is the treasury, and this is like the casino, and we're going to create chips, and we're going to pay off all these chips. And you know what? If you want to play ball here in America, where we produce everything and we have all the stuff, and we're energy independent and not dependent on anybody else. If you want to play here in the biggest economy in the world, you're going to play with these chips. You're going to play in this casino. You're going to use these chips. So what you do out of the treasury, you just print up the money and you say, hey, we'll buy all the debt back. And most of the debt, a lot of the debt is held by government agencies anyway. It's Social Security, all this stuff. Make it whole. Doesn't matter. You just print it up and you say, oh, you're paid off. And, China, we got $3 trillion in government debt. Well, here's your $3 trillion. And guess what? If you want to sell cars here in the United States, we don't even need to put tariffs on you. If you want to sell cars in the United States, we just paid your debt with money we printed up out of the treasury, and we're exchanging it for all the debt that you have, all the Fed notes, all the treasuries. And guess what? You're going to like it and you're going to be on your own, or you can accept it and bring it back to this country and you can buy things with it and you can, contribute to this economy. You can play in the casino. And that's really what it comes down to. It is kind of Big Square-ish in a sense to where
It's making it a like a token, though it's taking, but it always has been, I guess. It doesn't have any.
Why do we have debt
value,
attached to our money?
right?
And that's the key.
Yeah.
And then once you understand that, and once you realize that we never had debt attached to our money until 1913.
Right.
It used to be money. We used to buy things with your money. You had assets, you buy another asset with it. Well, in 1913, we got a bunch of banksters that went to Jekyll Island. Go read the book, Creature from Jekyll Island, G. Edward Griffin. And then they got together and they're like, hey, let's extrapolate the Rothschild game, in Europe to America. Let's just continue to run their monetary system. It's like, why do we need this? We don't need this. We can create all the money we want. And you know what? If you don't like it, there you go. You're not playing ball. You're not playing in our casino anymore. We produce everything. And that's the thing. We've got all the assets. We've got all the resources. And you're not going to come hijack us anymore. We've got it all. If you want a piece of it, come play. But you're going to use what we give you.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's
And
just that
that's
simple.
kind of what BRICS is doing. I mean, everyone's kind of, and that
And the
is
thing
kind of
is,
that
BRICS goes away
nationalism.
tomorrow if we do this and we just basically wipe the debt away and we say, hey, we got American dollars. You want to play an American casino?
And they've
If not,
said
fine. Have fun
they'll
on your
use
own,
American
Japan. Have
dollars.
fun
They
on
don't
your own,
care.
China.
Yeah.
Have fun on your own, Europe, because you have no energy. You can't produce a damn thing. You do not have the energy. You don't have the things that come out of the ground, the real stuff. You don't have the gold. You don't have the silver. You don't have the, and the thing is, I don't want to play that hardball, but we have to get to that point and just absolve the debt, because all the people that came before, they manipulated it and they held it in the ground and they took the resources and the military and all the stuff and ran up debt and made profits out of it. It's like, you know what? They're gone. Got a new sheriff in town. It's over. You want to play ball or not?
New
Have
game.
fun on your own. But you know what? Fine. We just won't, we're done. We're gonna produce all the shit we need on our own. And that's what it comes down to. I mean, it's such a simple process. It'll change overnight. And I hope Trump does it. If he doesn't, then I'm done. I'm done.
Not to end on a bad note, but remember, I believe we're in our 10 days of darkness, but I think it's over once we're in the 10 days of darkness. I just think this is like, and this is my crazy pants opinion, all this.
And
but
you could be right. And I hope you're right. And I think you might be right. It's just that until it's proven right, I'm still a little scared.
We don't know. This is just, crazy pants talking. But I think there's so much news coming out every day that I wanted to jump on here and just like talk to you guys. This is, I believe, Uncle Cliff's WebBot hit, where, do you guys remember when he said there is going to be like where they tell people lock your doors, lock your windows, people peering out their window, but like stay away from the windows. That is a temporal marker. And then he had a separate temporal marker for the 7th. And now this came out, about 40 monkeys got released in
South Carolina.
In South Carolina, yes, Lisa Crazy Pants, yes. In South Carolina, and they're literally telling people, lock your doors and stay away from your windows. Like, the language is there, and that's where Uncle Cliff's WebBot is. It's all about the words, the linguist at his finest. And so I don't think it's so much about the monkeys and the whatever. I think this is the timing. And maybe it's about the Fed making the announcement, and maybe it's about something else. I don't know. But I think today is a significant day, and I think we'll see what tomorrow brings. So, and Arkansas is a great place to live. I love AR.
Well, when I look at the map and I look at all the red zones, and I'm thinking, man, you look at Arkansas, you look at Kansas, you look at Oklahoma, you look at Kentucky, you look at all these things. It's funny because I live in Illinois, and I'm like, it's a blue state in the middle of red. And the only reason it's blue is because of the northeast freaking Chicago suburbs. Most of it, if you just cordoned it off and looked at the counties, I mean, dude, most of the country wants to be free and just be left alone. That's really what it comes down to. We just want to be left alone. Just let us live constitutionally. Let us do our thing and just leave us alone. We're not dependent on anybody. We don't want to be dependent on anybody, but if you're living in a city, and I mean, a lot of the people watching this live in a city, but I mean, you're completely dependent. I mean, you depend on everything that you get, everything that turns on, every, switch you flip, every valve you turn. I mean, you are dependent upon, somebody else, and get yourself in a position to where you don't have to be dependent. And I mean, you're in a better place then. And I think that at a gut level. If you don't, that's fine. If the system works for you, let it work. But the system has never worked for me. The system I have never had faith in. And I would rather be on my own, dependent upon myself, making the decisions I make, as many bad mistakes that I make. I know I can bail myself out. I'm not looking for help. I'm not looking for a truck to show up with a number on it, with a siren on it. It's like, I don't want anybody to bail me out. I am willing. I've come here to make the decisions on my own, to be free. And you know what? It is what it is. And I'm willing to live and die by that. So I love you all. Trust your gut.
That's
really
right.
what it comes down to. Trust yourselves. Don't listen to any of the noise, and get yourself into a position. Don't think that, I'm going to bug out someday to, some property that's like 3 hours away that I have acquired. Dude, you don't have enough gas to get there. I mean, seriously.
Oh, sure.
Put yourself in the position now, right now.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're take as much action as you can every day to do the things that are in front of you every day.
It's your energy. Don't let them steal it. Don't let them deceive you out of it.
Every day. So I appreciate you guys for joining us over here on Clint Westwood's channel. Make sure that you are liking this video and that you are subscribed and that you have the bell notifications turned on. And you can always go to clintwestwood.net for amazing free resources, tons of knowledge being shared, just spilled over for you over there.
My cup runneth over and I'm not charging for it.
That's right. So you guys check that out. Love you, Westwood. Thank you guys all for joining in the live chat.
Hop on Spaces. Go to clintwestwood.net. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. And we'll do a Spaces here at, I don't know, next 20 minutes or so. And you all
don't even wait. Just everybody's like all excited and wants to do it right now. We need to just jump over there.
All right, fine.
All right, fine. Within the next 5-10 minutes, he's going to jump over there.
5-10 minutes.
Give it, little potty break.
Like,
give
hey,
it a drink break.
5-10 minutes.
Maybe take a break. Yeah. And then
make yourself a drink. By the time it's done, we're going to be live.
We'll start
I'll be playing
live
some music
over there. So jump over there and follow him on X. Thank you guys for joining us. We love our community in the live chat. You guys make it so great. So love to all. Nana and my Charlie, good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. And the dogs are missing Charlie terribly. They're just sitting. Oh, now they're behind me. Okay. Well,
he's a ladies' man.
Yeah, now they're behind me, but they were sitting at the end of the couch, crying all day. It's been awful here. All right. Love to all. I hope we're in our 10 days of darkness. I'm going to end with, can I end with my favorite video on your channel? You know I love it.
They murdered my family. They thought they murdered me. My actions are not vengeance. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Telling you that. Yeah. Do you get it? We are in a war. It's a digital war. You just watch what happened a couple minutes ago, and then you're wondering, but why doesn't he tell us this detail right here? Why? Why the fuck do you think I don't? Are you pissed yet? You've got days to save your country. And when people do what they have to do, don't be fussing like somebody is overstepping the line. If you hear that from somebody, tell them to shut the fuck up and get out of our face. We're not letting the seal stand. Take that and stuff it right up your ass. It's not gonna happen. Am I being clear enough for me?
I think that was fun. Listen.
My administration will be here for you every single step of the way. We've done everything we can do, and now we're just waiting for the storm and I guess it's right behind me. It's following me.
We're on the front lines of the most important battle in history, and it is a battle to save democracy and freedom and human liberty and human dignity from this totalitarian cartel that is trying to rob us simultaneously in every nation in the world of the rights that every human being is born with. So thank you for your courage, thank you for your commitment, and thank you for your brotherhood. And I can pledge to you that I will go down dying with my boots on, fighting side by side with all of you to make sure that we return these rights and preserve them for our children. And I will see all of you on the barricades. Thank you.
I'm going to pull the whole thing down. I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's got to be biblical.